April 20th, 2026. How's it going, guys? Well, I got another video for you. And what are we going to talk about? Well, we're going to talk about Kansas City. We're going to talk about Independence, Missouri. We're going to talk about drugs, homeless, and a little bit of everything else. So let's get started. So what are we looking at right here? This is down off Chrysler, and it's by a coin laundromat. And it is another kind of like a recovery place. Like the meth recovery place that's over here off 47th Street where the old flower shop was. Well, this is one's kind of tucked back in between everything. But this is a recovery place here too. A lot of people probably don't know that. You can see that right there. Wanted to show that first. Now, I left out pretty early this morning. And my son did. I dropped him off for work. Got over off 291 and 23rd Street. And I'm going to show you some of these homeless also, the moving around. Definitely want to be aware. A lot of them are on drugs. A lot of them have mental problems. You want to be aware of that, so let's take a look. All right, guys. This is down at Frontage Road in Gudgel off 291. And this is by the old great McDonald's. Nothing says homeless more than McDonald's. I know a lot of times we go in, there'll be several hanging out at these places and stuff. Not good. Some of them, haven't bathed and stuff. It doesn't smell good and stuff. So, there's this guy right here. Wanted to show that this morning. Not good, guys. This is Independence. So hold on, guys. So I head back off 291, head back southbound. This van, man, it was moving on. I mean, it was racing through coming southbound. I always look at these vehicles too because the ones that have the stickers, now I'm not talking about if you just got a bumper sticker or one or two stickers, but if you noticed a lot of this stuff that's taken place on the left side and some of these problems that they've had with people, some of those vehicles had massive stickers up in the windows and stuff. I don't know if you guys actually looked at that or noticed that, but it's something to be aware of. And it's usually some of these ones that doesn't look too good. I don't know. And a lot of times these people have a lot of problems. So I get back off 291, off 40 Highway, and I go by the Bass Pro. Now, we got this one guy, I guess call him Jose, because he's got a woolly worm underneath his nose. But this guy's been hanging down here off by this waterfall park for almost about 2 years. And he sits over here. Now, why I've brought this gentleman up is because this guy is connected to another guy. It's a radical on the left over here on East 47th Street South. And it's hooked to one of these drug houses, kind of like over here. And that's why I bring this up. And I just figured that this is probably what they're doing. They're moving the drugs and stuff. Why Jackson County or Independence hasn't done something, that's a whole other deal. And here's the guy right there. I don't miss a beat. And, I mean, he doesn't have a home. If he does have a home, maybe he's making a lot of money here. But we're not missing a beat on this. And you can see the woolly worm underneath his nose. This van. And he sits there. And I see cars go in and out. Sometimes they go back in the woods. It's weird. Why would that be? But nothing gets done about this. It seems like a blind eye is turned to this. I don't know. But why this guy? I seen him going down, a couple times going down the road. He was up here by the Home Depot. And he was coming down and he went in and I think there was a church vehicle or something behind him, which is even more weird. He acted real nervous and stuff over at Home Depot. I don't know what this deal is, but it's something that the police should be looking at. I mean, I sure wouldn't want to be walking over in that area, and I wouldn't advise anybody that comes into Independence or into Kansas City or into Independence. I would avoid this area, this one area at all costs. I'd go up by the park. It's probably some safer, not all safer, because there's been incidents up there too, but this is something definitely that somebody should take a look at. Now, what you're looking at here is Lee Summit Road and 40 Highway. And usually there's one guy out there, it's real high strung. He's either on something or he's like hyperactive or something else, and he's jumping around. There's been a couple of them, but I wanted to show this because, I mean, even this old man, you can see this old man, he's over here and he's looking at this homeless guy. Well, yeah, I wonder what that other guy, he's not even looking that way because, yeah, I mean, some of these people, I mean, aren't very stable at all. They're not stable. So it makes you wonder. And we're going to go back to the old stomping grounds that I used to go to way far back. Shoot, this probably goes back 17 years ago or better, when old Doc Holliday's, where Asado's is. There was a lawyer that owned this property and owned that bar. Probably still does. He owned all that land up there. There was a guy that ran the show at that Doc Holliday's that went by Cowboy. And actual name was Brian. We'll just give his first name. And he said he'd never sell that land up there because it was priceless up on 40 Highway. We were talking lots of money. But what I'm showing here is this van. Now, they've allowed this van back here. This van was there even back then. And what's really weird about this is they're letting somebody, another homeless, live out of there. And they've built like a makeshift half of a, I won't say like a house, but like a shed or something off from that van at Asado's. It's right on their property, right up there. Why would that be? Man, I don't know. I mean, we're supposed to be the U.S. of A. We're not supposed to be a third world country. And we need to clean some of this stuff up. So what you're looking at right here is up here by Gordman's Toys R Us parking lot. I want you to see that vehicle. You know why I want you to see that vehicle? I went to the zoo, and I took videos at the zoo. I come back around and drove back around all these places. And this guy was still sitting there. He is in his back seat. Now, I'm going to show that here in a second, but I wanted you guys to see this. Because this is what these vacant lots in all these businesses have generated for, basically, for drugs, for prostitution, for the homeless. Hold on. I'll give you one more angle because this is Asado's up here. So how do you get a business that allows somebody to live, and we don't know where the property line lies. I'm sure that the property line went out probably about maybe, would you think, 30 feet from that blacktop, because I wouldn't think the property line would be on that property line. Then there's got to be a 15-foot easement on top of that. But what you see is that van I was talking about. And they've actually built a makeshift like little half house off of that, where that van's at. Now, is that crazy or what, guys? Look at that. So if you're up there by Asado's, you might want to watch out. Of course, I guess if you're going to Asado's, I guess it don't matter. But something you want to be aware of on that. Interesting. All right, guys. So what you're looking at here is Toys R Us parking lot. And I was thinking, well, this is vacant. Why is this sitting at the edge of the property line here? Okay. But that ain't the half of it. Well, we're going to go further than that. Let's see which way I need to go. Let's see. Honestly, that's what I think. So we got these cars down here. And lately, I've been hearing some crazy stuff. When I go at the zoo, I've been hearing people about, there's a lot of men here from New York. And, well, let's just take a look and see what this tag is on this vehicle here, if we can see it. That's got Minnesota tag. That's a Minnesota tag on that thing there. Minnesota on that Nissan. Now, okay, remember I just showed that picture of it was about 3 hours ago when I went by early in the morning. This is a vehicle here. And there's a guy. Now, you can see, I don't know if you can, let's just enlarge this for a second real quick. I got to hurry because I'm about ready to run out of time. He's looking. Guess what he's hiding from? Guess what he's looking at? Well, it's over here. It's in the police car. It's an Independence police car. And Independence Police had several cruisers driving around. So isn't that interesting? So we got some kind of guy living out of his car here. Oh, isn't that ducky? Well, this is what this brings. Toys R Us parking lot, Gorman's parking lot. Drugs, prostitution, homeless. This guy's sitting on this bench up over off Blue Ridge. Now, there's not homeless, but there's a old folks home. And some of these guys were dealing drugs. Now, I'm not saying this gentleman's dealing drugs, but there was a couple, 3 black gentlemen there was a couple of older guys that was in like wheelchairs, and they were harassing them over there on Blue Ridge. And this is, a couple, 3 years back. But it's really interesting. And this is Kansas City. And I'm thinking, this guy don't really look like an upstanding citizen, but, he might be. You never know. But this is Kansas City. And I showed this in my last video. I'm going to show a couple of photos real quick. This is up here by I-70 in the stadium. And you can see that it brings in trash. That's a homeless right there. There's another one up there at the stadium carrying a sign. That's another homeless one. One crossing over the George Brett Bridge there. Another one, homeless. One up here by the new Phillips 66 on 40 Highway. And by Dixon's Chili. Lovely guys, right, man? Isn't that lovely? Homeless up there panhandling off I-70. Well, this would be good for the FIFA deal coming here. And Papa John's up here on 40 up here is another good one. I know this has been going on for a while too, because they've had a like couch or chair, some stuff sitting out there for these. So hold on now. Nothing says homeless more than outside chairs and couches and graffiti here in Independence. Up by the meth recovery place at Strike and Spare, old Strike and Spare, somebody set one of these FedExes on fire a while back, a few weeks back. I didn't report on that, but I'm reporting on it now. There's so much stuff here. This is a joke, and it's a joke. All right, guys, we'll wrap it up for right now. Anyway, the only thing I can say is keep your eyes open out there and stay safe out there in Kansas City at Independence, Missouri. If you're coming in here for that event, FIFA or FIFA, or however you pronounce it, you want to keep your eyes open.